Hi, I'm Magic Lance. I'm an independent artist and creator of the adventure romance webcomic Changeling. You can read it for free on my Patreon and other comic hosting platforms. All links are in the description. And please remember to like and subscribe. Hi again, I wanted to make a video about reviewing different comic hosting platforms and evaluating the performance of my comic on each one. I know there are a lot of other videos like this one out there already, but I thought I'd make one too, because maybe after watching some of those other videos and watching mine, it can help you decide what platforms to put your efforts into for uploading your comic. Although my focus isn't much about growing an audience or even monetization, I still feel like maybe reviewing these analytics and sharing them with you might help you see what to expect as a small creator starting off with your comic. In this video, I'll be reviewing all the platforms I posted my comic to, my experience with each, the ease of use of their platforms, as well as the audience reception to my comic as of today that I'm recording this, plus whatever notes I can think of. So hopefully this video helps you out on your comic journey. Okay, so far I've posted my webcomic to 7 different comic posting platforms. I'm gonna be going over all the details about them in that order. So just to give you some background details on my webcomic Changeling that I'm using for this experiment, I'm an independent creator without any prior following, so it means no friends, no family, all completely from scratch. And I launched my comic October 7th, 2023 with bi-weekly updates. It's a black and white comic, scroll style with West End style comic art. The art style is so-so, not like manhwa levels of detail or effort. It's in a niche genre of mature comic, which could also affect audience size, and the main genre is adventure, but also falls into fantasy, drama, and slow burn romance. Through reviewing the different platforms, I can agree with the consensus that the main genre is romance and action isekai across the board, with an exception for a few platforms. So my comic performance would vary from someone else's work who fits those popular genres, and some of these platforms I have been more consistent on than others with posting to. However, I have uploaded at least 5 chapters to each. Okay, so starting with the big green elephant in the room, but we have our daddy webtoons, specifically the bowels of Webtoon Canvas. So this is a little prickly one for me. I have some biases considering my experience on there, as well as some other current shenanigans that I've been up to. I'll start with the pros, although you probably already heard them all before, but it has a built-in audience, which is nice. People engage and leave comments on your chapters, which is really cool and nice as a creator, and I do enjoy that a lot. Webtoon is familiar and safe, so there's a higher traffic that can come in from external direct links because people trust it more because it's what they know. It's a clean viewing experience with uploading, it isn't too painful. Oh, and the Canvas Summit. They hold it virtually and have these meeting rooms and panels with speakers giving tips about starting your comic. I thought it was pretty cool. I dropped in for the first time and I had no idea what to expect. I ended up in a meeting room with 2 other really cool artists and we talked about our comics, and I thought that was really nice to be able to meet other creators. So that was pretty cool that they do that. Some cons about Webtoon is that there is so much competition and you kind of get thrown into the ether of Canvas. Their search engine sucks. There's times that I'm trying to search up other creators' works and they don't appear up at all in the search bar, and I have to go to their Instagram and follow through the link that they put in their bio in order to get to their webcomic. So that's something that is really depressing. The upload limit of how big your total file is a little annoying unless you crunch the shit out of your pages like I do with compressing them. And also, my biggest gripe is their convoluted guidelines. And I've debated whether I should remove my comic from there altogether, since my comic is mature and most of the audience on there is children. Let's be honest, they're teenagers. Although I set the feature for mature, I have this intense anxiety that someone who should not be reading my webcomic would be able to read it, and I cannot have that bad juju on my conscience. So the features to set things as mature are super lax, but then as a mature comic, when I'm posting there, I already risk getting things taken down, and it makes me feel like a very dirty girl when they email me that I'm posting inappropriate content on there, when it's not nearly as overly sexual as their originals that get main page features. But anyways, I'm just salty they took down my Valentine's Day episode, and I lost all my sweet comments that my subscribers left me there. Currently, I'm sitting at a whopping 49 subscribers. All in all, you have nothing to lose posting there, but if your comic has some NSFW stuff, please tread carefully. Next is Manga Creators Plus by Shueisha. Pros are there's a lot of manga on there, and if you post manga, it will probably be pretty good. People are also okay with reading on there, and they don't have the attention span of a flea. And another thing is visibility, I think. Cons is that the uploading process is a bit strange and clunky, and I'm not sure if the view count for chapters is even accurate, because it could say 1K views on one chapter, but it doesn't really reflect in likes or saves or comments. So I feel it's a little inaccurate to assess the full viewer reception. There's also minimal analytic features on there, but people do comment there. However, most of it is to direct you to their comic, which is nice. I understand the hustle, and I appreciate that they commented on my comic, but at the same time, it just feels a bit disappointing. Also, I haven't figured out if you can actually schedule chapters on there, but maybe that feature doesn't exist. I'm not sure, I haven't been able to figure it out. But it's a cool platform, and if you make manga stuff, what are you waiting for? Go on, post there. Next is Comic Fury. Okay, this one is a little tricky because I started this one not too long ago and not all of my chapters are up there yet, but I still have 64 visitors in total to my comic on there, which is pretty sweet, most of which are internal. Pros is really cool, you can customize everything. There's a big community of indie artists who support other indie artists. The analytics feature is nice to see the traffic on your website. Also, speaking of website, you can get a custom domain name for it, and it's basically your own website, which is sick. The cons are, I don't know how to customize everything because I don't know HTML or whatever code thingy pops up. I don't know, I see the numbers and the letters and I check out mentally. But if you know how to do that stuff with coding or whatever that stuff is, yeah, I can do some cool stuff with it. There's also not too much engagement on there from what I've seen currently. Also, the page limit for chapter posts is a little tight, especially for creators like myself that prefer longer chapter updates. Other than that, they're really cool, and you can feel good posting there because everyone seems super chill, and it's a nice site knowing that everyone is supporting each other. Also, I've noticed anthropomorphic animal and furry comics do seem popular there, so if you're making something in that genre, it could perform pretty good there, so I would recommend trying that out. Up next is Namikami. This platform is amazing. I do have a bit of a bias towards this one though. They have a super supportive community and the site is very clean and easy to use. Some other pros about Namikami, they have a built-in social features to post to the community feeds and advertise your comic there, and it's not completely dead. There's actually people that are there liking things, which is really cool because most of them are dead everywhere else. And the Discord is also really good vibes. Their Instagram account is actively promoting indie comics, no matter how small you are, and even if you don't have any advertising, they often feature their creators on their Instagram stories and profile and tag your account, which is really so cool for discoverability in that way. Namikami, if you're watching this, you are amazing and I love you. Thank you for actually supporting creators. Some cons I would say are the same comics on the homepage get featured in the main category banners. The categories to get featured on the homepage are most followed, most liked, and most commented, which would be if you're the most followed already, then it'll probably also apply to be featured on the other two banners. So you'd see the same comic among all three of those banner topics. So that's a bit of a bummer. It can be a little difficult to find smaller creators that way because they're not being suggested to the main page unless you upload and then you can see your comic get featured on the homepage with the new upload banner for one day. And I don't think the analytics feature has been implemented yet, but they're constantly improving features and updating and upgrading their site to be running the best that it can, and I know they're working on it. I'm also really looking forward to when they have a mobile version since it's currently only in the browser. Also, it's a little quiet on Namikami, not too much engagement into the comments of the chapters, at least not for my comic, and I have 5 beautiful followers on there, and I hope they know that I love them very much, even though they're very quiet, but I love them very much. But yeah, I would feel good posting there, especially if you want to grow a community and network. I would really recommend joining their Discord and just posting and meet people on there because they're super cool. Everyone is super duper chill. Next is Global Comics. I do really love Global Comics, and I think being the new kid on the block, they have a ton of potential. I have 37 subscribers on there, and the app is pretty cool to use. Some pros about it is that they don't freak out and take down your comic if a boobie is on the screen, and I love them for that. okay, compared to someone else who would do that. Overall, the reading experience is smooth, and there's some other cool features in the uploading stage when you're bringing your chapters in. They also have a really chill Discord, which is a good place to network. I think there's also monetizable options. I just haven't looked into them, so I don't have the information, but I do recommend if you're wanting to post there, look into those options and see what you can get. Some cons about Global Comics is my pages get all out of order when I upload them, and maybe it's just a user problem, but I have everything labeled perfectly. I have to read through it very carefully to make sure nothing is out of order when I post it. The main page is also filled with mostly big publisher labels, so it's hard to compete with the big boys. So the search feature is also a little janky, so it's a little sad. I would hope that there would be more discoverability for smaller indie comics or webcomic, because a lot of it is like the big publisher names, and I get it, you know, those are probably meeting the bills, but at the same time, it would be cool. I would like to see some other creators on there. Global Comics also has a feature of posting to social for like your publisher name or whatever, and I usually post whatever unhinged thing I wanted to say that day, and there's no reactions, nothing, no hearts, nothing, totally just quietness. So I don't know, I think Namikami did it better, where you can like react and or comment to someone else's post, because this one is like, I don't even know if my subscribers even see it or if they even care, but that was just a little note. Next is Lee Moon. I was posting here in the beginning, but then I went on a trip and I came back and I completely forgot how to upload a chapter, and I've never uploaded there again since, so I'm sorry. But some other pros about it, I'd say it's clean and easy to navigate. They also have a chill creator Discord. I like their name, Lee Moon. I can't really say too much about it since I stopped posting there. The cons of Lee Moon is, how do I upload chapters? I don't know, am I just stupid? The upload features are a bit jank, but I can't figure it out again. Also, I don't think that there are analytic features to review any performance or see any engagement on there. It's completely just crickets, and it's kind of sad, and I really wanted to like this platform, but maybe I'm just inept and maybe I just don't know the features. I think they're still trying to fix things or add things, and I appreciate that. They seem like they're actually actively working really hard on that too. Next is Tatty Ink or Inkverse. I just started uploading my comic here, so I can't tell too much about the reception there, but some pros I would say that it's clean and easy to use. The Instagram page is nice, and they also upload a lot of good tips that also help support small artists and comic creators. I like that their app has a creator profile feature where you can actually connect to their Instagram easily and see their other socials. And their tagging features are also really cool. I really like that you can be specific to your niche on there. Some cons I would say is that you can only view your comic through the mobile. So it's a little strange when you're uploading onto the computer, but you're only able to view it on your mobile phone. Also, the homepage feels a little sparse, but they're also still pretty new, so I think they're still working on things. But yeah, I would say you can post on there if you want. They don't have any analytic features on there yet, so I can't really share performance on how well my comic is doing to give you guys a good perspective of engagement and all of that. But yeah, I'd say I would probably post here again. Up next is Patreon. I upload my webcomic to my Patreon channel, and it's honestly just me, myself, and I on there. There's nobody on there as of right now, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. But Patreon, add a scroll comic feature, please. I hate having to upload my chapters one photo at a time. Please, thank you. I've had enough of it. It takes forever. And that concludes all my thoughts about the comic platforms I've explored so far. And I'm sure everyone's experience is a little different, and I thought I would just share mine in case you're interested. I'm no expert. In fact, I'm a nobody. So if you have any other tips or recommendations for me, I can give it a try and see how it goes. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching, and I hope this video helps you out in some way. Feel free to check out my webcomic Changeling on any of the webcomic platforms that I just rambled about. And also, if you like this video, please subscribe and give it a little thumbs up.